Hey, so do you constantly feel like you're being walked all over because you're too nice? But no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to stick up for yourself. If so, stick around because in this video, I'm gonna help you understand what's driving, what on a deep, deep level is driving that niceness. So once you can get down to the roots, pull them out, you'll be able to shift that behavior and finally stop finishing last. Okay, so let's go. All right, so if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rubin and I help individuals eliminate their anxiety attacks. So as you can imagine, if you're constantly anxious, you're constantly feeling on edge, there's no other way than to be nice and agreeable. You can't be bold, you can't be opinionated, you can't put yourself out there and be authentically who you are. And as a recovered nice guy, I'm very, very passionate about this topic. So what is the one thing, what's driving this entire thing? And it really comes down to one core thing, and that's power. If you're too nice and it's causing you trouble in your life, you can't create the life you want, you can't have the relationships you want because you're too nice, but really angry on the inside. This comes down to power. And most importantly, how you seek out power. So how you go about trying to feel powerful, okay? So let's define this, and I'm gonna help you explain two different kinds of personalities and how they essentially seek out the same thing. Sorry, I was looking over here. But so essentially how two different kinds of personalities, they seek out power in different ways. Both are maladaptive, both create issues, both create distance from you and other people. Okay, so here is what I call external, I keep looking over here. So this is what I call external power. Okay, so external power is the ability to manipulate and control, okay? The ability to manipulate and control. And I'm gonna go over this what I've prepared for you here to help you really understand what I mean by that. The ability to manipulate and control. Seeking this external power, seeking this fake power that can be taken from you at any moment. It's not real power. And so we're gonna look at each of these personalities from a different lens, okay? So how they appear different. Obviously appear is underlined because they appear different, they're not really different. How they appear different on the outside is being too nice. When you're too nice, you're submissive, right? Somebody tries to dominate you, you get submissive, you conform, you don't stand up for yourself, you don't have an opinion, you're focused, completely focused on people pleasing, and focused on other people. Every little move, you're making sure you didn't piss them off or make them angry. It's like you're in this little people pleasing prison, right? And then also, another thing is, they're secretly, people who are too nice, they're secretly angry on the inside. They're really resentful, they're really angry on the inside. They just don't show it on the outside. So eventually there comes a tipping point when they can't hold it in any longer. They can't hold, space for everybody else all the time. Eventually they will rage. They will rage when it's safe. They will rage at a person where they feel there's not going to be any backlash or there's not going to be any threat, right? So the too angry person, on the other hand, is dominating. So actually, let's bring it back here. The reason the person is being non-opinionated, if I don't give my opinion, then there's no way for other people to not like me, right? It's just a form of control. The ability to manipulate and control. If I don't give my opinion and I don't show who I am, I can't be disliked, right? That's the kind of the positive benefit of having no opinion. If somebody tries to dominate me, control me, and I get submissive, I just conform, well, the reason is because I have this persona of being this nice guy, this calm, chill, never gets angry. I give off this persona that I'm so programmed to be. So I'm doing it because I don't want people to see my anger. I don't want people to see this side of me that I do my best to store away. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna conform. I'm gonna stay small, okay? So do you see how it's a form of control on the part of the person that's too nice, right? Seeking that external power, trying to change the other people's opinion of me, change the way they feel about me, or change the way they feel so I don't feel like they're angry or dislike me. Control, manipulation, okay? Now, the person who's too angry, he does it overtly, or he just does it very explicitly. He doesn't hide the way that he's trying to control people. He'll just go at people. He'll overtly just dominate people, use his voice, uses his energy to completely dominate people, control them, try to make them act in the way he wants. He's very opinionated. But you see, underneath that, there's a wall of separation. He uses his anger to push people away so they don't get close to him, okay? So it's just another form of control. If I use my anger to make people act a certain way that's okay with me, I don't have to be vulnerable. I don't have to be vulnerable. If I don't get vulnerable in that position, there's no way I can get hurt, right? So I use my anger in a different way, but it's still pursuing external power. It's still trying to manipulate and control. And you'll notice when these angry personalities, just like when the person who's too nice finds a safe and an opportunity to rage, the angry personality, when they're frightened enough, when they're around somebody they can't dominate, or they can't, they feel like they can't use their anger to control that person, that's when they become the people pleaser. So do you see how they're both trying to manipulate and control the external environment in order to feel safe, essentially? To feel good inside, to feel safe, like they're not in trouble, they're not vulnerable, they can't get hurt, right? They're both pursuing the same thing, just in a different way. Now, let's take a look at how they are the exact same. Two sides of the same coin, okay? So they both have authority issues. So too nice, this was me back in the day, absolutely terrified of authority figures. No opinion around them, overly agreeable, never show an opinion, nothing around an authority figure, right? Absolute terror in my body, okay? So manager, supervisor at work, not that they were terrifying, I associated them with such, put them on the pedestal, this authority figure, and whenever I was in their presence, I would be extremely like butterflies in the stomach, tense, my stomach's flexed, my throat's flexed, completely tense inside, okay? And then what's driving that is total fear inside, feeling completely unworthy. I put them up on the pedestal. For them to be on the pedestal, they have to have more worth than me down here. So feeling completely unworthy, okay? So let's look at how it's the same as the angry personality. The angry personality is the authority. They pursue being the authority through dominating, through being loud, having that voice, angry energy. That's how they pursue authority. It's still an authority issue though. It's not a healthy form of being in a position of authority. It's just abusing that authority. So they also have authority issues, just like the person who's too nice. They're also tense inside. So constantly angry, think about it. How tense would they be internally? Constantly on edge, constantly erupting. They're going to be tense inside as well. And also feeling fear and unworthiness, okay? If I have a solid sense of self-worth, there is no need for me to constantly erupt in rage, anger, and completely try to control the opinion or control the behavior of other people. If I have a strong sense of self-worth, I'm not trying to control people in that way. And I think it's important to distinguish here, there is healthy anger. It's good to get a little bit angry constantly, to have that a part of your personality, but not to the point where it's raging and it's trying to control other people, okay? So there is such thing as healthy anger. I'm talking about more toxic anger, more raging here, okay? And so let's look at the goal of each one. So the intention of both of them, right? The intention for both of them is to control the other person, like we've talked about, okay? That's the intention. One pursues it in a more passive-aggressive, a more subtle way. The other one does it more overtly, more explicitly, right? And here's the big thing. Here's the big thing that's driving everything is they're both avoiding feelings. They're avoiding their own discomfort. They're both avoiding the feelings, right? They're avoiding the feelings like we talked about here. The absolute tense, uncomfortable, unpleasant feelings in the body that they don't want to feel, that are just riddled with fear and unworthiness, okay? So the reason they take part in these behaviors, is because they don't want to feel, right? If you could face your own feelings and see that these feelings are internal, they have nothing to do with other people. If you could deal with your own feelings of unworthiness, you know, for you it might be something different. Is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it unworthiness? You feel unlovable? You know, why is it that you're trying to manipulate and control the external environment or other people, right? Why are you trying to change their opinion of you? Why are you trying to change the way they feel? Essentially, that's what you really want to look at. Because what you don't want to do is not deal with the underlying dynamic here that's causing you to be too nice. Because what you could do is you could just shift into being too angry. You could be assertive, you could stand up for yourself, but then you're just shifting into this angry energy over here. So you really want to be careful. You really want to figure out where this is coming from, where the authority issues, where the constant anxiety, the discomfort, the feeling on edge all the time, where is that coming from? Where earlier in your life did that come from? When did it set into place? Okay, so that's the driver of everything here. And I don't mean this in a judgmental way either. I used to be completely in this column. I used to pride myself on never getting angry. That was like my persona. I used to laugh and judge angry people. Like, look at them, they have so much emotion. Look at them, they just lose control. They have no control of their emotions. Look at them flying off the handle and things like that, okay? And it was so bad. I remember I was so stuck in this kind of nice guy addiction, I would call it, this way of being in the world. I remember I was out. This was over a decade ago, but I was out, I believe it would have been 2010. So I'm out with a friend, and he has a bunch of friends. They come and we jump in this limo, we're out partying one night. And so we get to our stop, and so we get to the bar, and we're getting out of the limo, and one of the random guys that my friend knew, he wanted the limo driver to wait for us, to pick us up later in the night, but the limo driver couldn't. And so they get into a bit of an argument, and I remember standing close to this guy, and he made a racial remark, right? So there's a couple of guys getting mad at the limo driver, like, oh my God, fucking asshole, like how are we supposed to get home? And then the one guy, he makes this comment, I think he's fucking Fijian, right? My race. He doesn't know I'm this race, standing right here. My race, he goes, I think he's fucking Fijian, right? Like in a derogatory way. I didn't say anything, didn't stand up for myself, just looked at the ground, right? Later on that night, I went and tried to make friends with the guy. That's how bad it was. That's how much of a people pleaser. That's so reflective of the level of self-worth I had. I had absolutely no self-worth. I actually tried, pretended like I never heard it, and then went, bought him a drink, tried to make friends with him to get him to like me, okay? So I don't say this with any judgment, but you really want to take a look at this, because it's not the way you want to be in the world. It's not an authentic place to be. It's not a happy place to be. It's a fake connection. So make sure you find that self-worth internally. Find the self-worth internally, and find where that discomfort or that anxiety that's driving underneath that, where it's coming from, okay? So I hope this helps. And if you want to learn more, follow me on Instagram, because on Instagram, I post daily tips, content, inspiration. There's just a ton of content on there, exclusive content that I can't post on YouTube on this platform. And it'll be really inspiring, helpful. I can support you closer along the way on that platform. And I hope to see you on there. I hope to connect with you on Instagram, okay? So also, if you found the video helpful, please like and subscribe. And I'm looking right in the camera as I say that. Perfect. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. All right, see you later.